Good morning from the shed. Today I'm having an experiment with colours. So instead of trying to work out what techniques to do, although that might happen, I've selected a colour palette, which I found this free app, and you just I put happiness in there. Put happiness or summer happiness. Anyway, it came out with this colour scheme here. In addition to the colours that I'm using today, these paints, 18 paints of this size, 36 millilitres for £6. So they're not artist grade, they are just your bog standard paints that you can get from any shop on the high street. Why not? Thought I'd give them a go. I've got a light green, a scarlet, a mid yellow, a rose and a cerulean. And then I've got some gouache pastels that I'm going to maybe have a play with. I've got some water soluble pastels, again picking out the colours. These are some charcoal pencils, so they're a little bit different from watercolour pencils and other pencils, but they're charcoal colours. And then I've got some acrylic markers, so I've got myself organised. Got my colours. I've also got together some papers that I've produced for collage. So a little bit dark this, but you know, I've got some pinks. Then I've got a montage which actually has incorporated a lot of the colours that I've already used, surprisingly, so I might use that. This is a photocopy printout on just normal printer paper of a design that I did. This is wet strength tissue paper, so I've kind of gone for I might sneak a little bit of orange in there because we know as the colour mixes that's probably going to happen anyway. Then again on just normal tissue paper for printing, bit of a light blue, and then this is newsprint on the green, back to tissue paper, the green, and a bit of yellow on tissue paper. So in case I'd like to do some collage, got myself organised, got my colour scheme bits, but other than that, anything goes. Don't know how this is going to work out. So I'll probably start with a little bit of mark making as I'm doing, and also as you can see here on what I'm working on, I sent off for some cards, very inexpensive, but they're a little bit thin for my liking, so I'm going to use them to do art on and then see where that takes me. Okay, so just marks. So hopefully this will be like a set of 4 similar with the colour scheme, whatever it's going to turn out like. Not a clue. I love the feel. Charcoal pencils, actually, they've really got a softness to them. And as you can see, I'm just holding it on the side because it's almost like chalk on a just like that lovely soft feeling. Okay, I've had my coffee this morning and I've had a little bit of breakfast, but other than that, there's not been much happening. So I have to be careful applying water on these though. A little bit delicate, they'll probably go a bit bobbly, but as I'm thinking, what I might do is use a little bit of matte medium and maybe a touch of water. I've got deli paper that I'm using as a palette for my my paint. I'm just dipping a brush, just very much dipped it. I've used this for a lot of background zhuzhing, and see what that does. Is it going to move it a little bit? Yeah, look, you can see the charcoal moving, and I like that. So just a tiny little bit of water in the hope that the card doesn't buckle too much, but I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. So I like this brush that I've got here because it's quite robust actually. So I can adjust it. It's probably not good for the brush, but it's doing what I want it to do. So initial marks, bit of a background, starting there. Okay, and then I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of this green. I haven't used them yet. Well, I've used some of them actually for jelly printing the other day, and they were fine. I had no problems at all. There, we'll see. It depends what type of paper you're on, really, doesn't it? They're probably not. They do well. Actually, they're not saying whether they're pigmented or transparent or anything. They just are what they are. A little bit of a paint mover about her. Oops. Got it on my fingers. In fact, I might. Anything goes. I've got my door. I'm in my shed. I've got the door open, so there may be a little bit of background noise. It depends what the microphone picks up. But it's pretty early, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. So maybe try that. Ooh, that's. Oh no, it's okay. To the brush. Tiny little bit of water. I'm literally just dipping the end in just to wet it without soaking the brush. I forgot to take these bits off. Splat. I like working quick because then I'm not overthinking. I'm still on the screen, just checking. I'm sliding around all over the place. A bit more of that up here. So already we've got a nice bit of colour on the background. And the usual crazy style. Yeah, I didn't stick this paper down. In fact, I might. This is getting on a little bit. As you know, if you've been watching my videos, I'm in a shed and I don't have a lot of space. But I do feel that I need to just take this paper down a little bit. A bit of masking tape, keep it in place. I might reduce the zhuzh. Okay, where are we up to? Just check that I'm on camera. Yeah, I think you can just about see what I want you to see. Where are we going next then? Oops. Feeling a bit of yellow. Seem to like the round movements when I'm painting. Fluid, round, something like that. It's funny when I get into the swing of it, things start flying everywhere. I might just leave that actually. Yes, these charcoal pencils, I thought I'd give them a go, and I just like the way they feel on the paper, put it that way. I don't know what it is. I think it must be the soft, the texture, that maybe a graininess. I don't know, but I'm liking it. Continuing with the matte medium, which I've been enjoying using this with different things, just to set something in place so that you can then capture it and put your layers on as you go. So it is starting to buckle a little bit, but I think as long as I am careful, we might be okay. So far we've got the green, we've got the yellow, and we've got the blue. I'm playing it safe, really, putting those on first. You can kind of get an idea of where I want to go with that, but I think I might have to go in with a little bit of just random gluing and sticking. Some random gluing and sticking on here is what I feel like doing. Just capture the shapes on here. Something like that. Interesting, just looking at where the circular bits are and finding a place to potentially associate with the marks, some kind of extension of the mark, something like that. Okay, straight in there. I don't know how long this is going to take me. I don't know if I'm going to finish it. I'm very much do what I can when I can, and when I feel that I need a break, I will pause. This could potentially be a video of two parts. I don't know yet. So far all is well. See how that continues. Again, I like using the glue stick on smaller pieces and on delicate tissue paper, it seems to be a little bit more robust in dealing with the tissue paper. I still get a bit too rough with it sometimes. I get carried away, but generally it served me a little better than painting on. The liquid. I've forgotten where I was going to put this now. Is it on that one? No idea. Okay, this one's gone a bit more. I think I'm finding a connection with the page a little bit. Just gently pressing down, try and get the wrinkles out. Might be a few, but a little bit of wrinkling's okay. Adds a bit of texture. So mark making, paint and collage has begun, and I'm just doing it. Just doing it. Oopsie. Okay. Happy with that so far. Enjoying the process. Might have to put something dramatic in there now, which is bringing me to red. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. That is dramatic. Maybe just a little bit thinner. This is delicate. I'm just looking at it just to see if I want it so big and full across the page, or I think what I might do is have smaller bits spread about, something like that. Don't think you did this tissue. It does have a slight texture on it, but it's very faint. Just having a moment to pause. Okay, let's go with that. Thereabouts. Sometimes when I'm sticking it down, I change where I'm going to put it. My fingers stick to it, and then when I try to take my fingers off, it rips the tissue. So quiet. Oh, I can hear the birds. Oops. There's lots of nests nearby and lots of little chicks that want feeding. Okay, that is adding a little bit of the red for a striking bit of contrast. Where's my roller? Just having a visitor to my shed while I'm videoing. Hello. Right. See you later. My husband just got back from work. He starts even earlier. Has to come and check on me. Right, bit of pink. Let's see what pink does. Whee! These are fun. They just glide on the paper. Be careful if it's still a little wet. Oh, look, I'm going for my swirls. Can't beat a good swirl. Oops. So yeah, they are delicate. Okay, so they're not liking some of the surface. I'll just put it in the areas where it does like. No, it doesn't like that one. I think that's where it's at on top of the gouache. Shush it about. Right. Oh, I tell you what I have got. I've got some ink, but ink. I don't quite know what that's going to do, but I think I'm feeling like I might want to splatter. I might do a splatter. I don't know what this is going to do. I've just got. So these are acrylic inks. A bit more. That's it. A bit more. It's just splattered everywhere. Just adds a little bit of movement. Movement. And then move it up a little bit. So acrylic inks, a bit of splatter. Warming it through like a glaze, that's the word I was thinking of. Glaze it through. Lid on. Just pausing for a minute. I might actually use my Japanese, these are like Japanese writing brushes, which I absolutely love for loose florals, loose watercolours. And actually I like using acrylics like watercolours. I don't know what this is going to do. I don't know. Well, it's a bit thicker than I wanted it. So just tickle the page. What I've realised that I'm doing is I've been treating these individually, haven't I? But I need to. No, it's a bit thick. Oh, what have I got thinner? Okay, so I just seem to be moving about the page randomly, trying to break up the thicker lines. Okay, getting a bit braver. Look, that one's needs a bit more glue on it actually. Does happen. Easily rectified. Just decided randomly to just put it on there. Okay, stop it. That's enough now. Of course, I have got the option of bringing a little bit of white or black, and actually, gold adds a bit of bling. Just scribble on the bling. Shiny. What I might do is just to soften it up a little bit. Oh, again, new paints. Let's see how this white reacts with a little bit of ceramic gold. Okay, wants to come out before I've even took the cut. Oh, look at that. Right, okay then. I was going to just put a tiny little bit of ceramic paint gold. Get my brush. I'm just trying to add a little bit of texture and kind of soften it a little bit. Does that make sense? Just a little bit of, because that red was bold, but maybe I didn't want it to take over completely. So now we have a nice little bit of background creation going on there. I think it's time to have a go with this pink. Oh, let's see what this pink does. I do like to squeeze it from a tube. And then, two minds whether to splatter it with a little bit of paper. So I'm going to go for a bit of a splatter first. And then I might go in for a bit of a You didn't see that coming, did you? Way. I've definitely got the layers. Just manoeuvring the paint on my deli paper because I never know if I'm going to, most of the time it ends up becoming collage fodder. I feel like I need to go in with a bit of a scratchy. Bit more glue. I'm going to lose that blue. Right, I'm feeling I want to maybe add a bit of zhuzh. This has got a little bit of texture. A little bit of colour. A little bit of colour. Yeah, it's got that. I like the not too much of it though. Just a touch of yellow. See what that does. The door has flown open. The shed door, that is. The shed door's flown open a little bit. I love that when you can hear, I think of it as the sound of summer. Well, yeah, that's the sound of summer. You can guarantee when it's a nice day there'll be people out there with their power tools or, you know, anything that makes a lot of noise that's not birds singing. Each to their own. But yeah, that is a given in summer. I think after this I might do a little bit of stenciling. I feel like I want to get my acrylic pens out. Sometimes if the tissue buckles, I might just peel it off. So the colours then, these colours, a palette that I chose, kind of representing a little bit of summer and happiness. Yeah, summer and happiness is the. I'll share the palette name when I remember, because I haven't got it in front of me now because it's a screenshot on the phone which I'm currently recording with, so I've totally forgotten what that was. Okay, so we've got the greens, I think we've got all the colours in there now. We just need to play. I just feel like I want a bit more green, maybe. Right, I did say I was going to do some stenciling, and I did put my stencils nearby, but I've forgotten where they are. Where are you? It's like when you lose the sellotape, it's right there in front of you. And I selected some stencils so that I didn't have to go looking for them. And even in this small space, I can't find them now. Oh well, you know what? I'll have to go without them. I think it's time for something circular. That's kind of a. I don't know about that. Oopsie. Glue stick. It's all a bit wet, isn't it? It's because I can't, I just want to just keep working, and there we go. It'll be fine. Oh, a little bit of bird argy-bargy going on there. Acrylic pens. Where's the stencil? Somebody tell me. Oh no, they're right here. Totally gone blank. Losing it completely. They've fallen down somewhere then. Those little stencils have just gone off and done a little walk, haven't they? No. Obviously, they don't want to be used. So, what do? I've got a choice. I can just do something completely different. Keep looking for them, which is not gonna. Oh, found them! Hey, they fell off the edge of the. Fell off the edge. So we've got some different textures here. Potentially, obviously I like circles, but just to put me out my comfort zone, maybe I can just go with something different. Okay, yeah, why not? It's subtle, but it adds another dimension, another level. So I feel that I need to get myself some refreshment soon. Maybe have a break. So this video is likely to come to an end. I will reveal it though, because I feel that although as a piece it's not finished, as a background we've got something that we can work with. And again, if you know me, you get the idea that I do like to use my creations and manipulate them on the computer. Being an ex-graphic designer, I just have that urge sometimes to get electronic and have a little play and a tinker. And it could be that at some point I might be able to share what I do in those instances, but at the moment I haven't quite got the setup ready, so you just have to wait and see what. Often it'll end with some kind of greeting card design, which is nice at the moment because art is not my day job, and one day it might be. That'd be nice. But it's not, so it's about compromise. Let's have a look. Okay. Now you could be looking at this thinking, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, and it needs a bit of this and it needs a bit of that, but That's because that would be your unique piece. This is my unique piece. And everybody's different. Everybody is going to add their little bit of something to their bits of work, because that's so fantastic about art. So individual. Well, the thing is it giving the summer vibes? Not sure. We'll have to wait and see, won't we? We've got all the colours. We've used all the colours from the palette. And what will happen is I will cut the pieces up when they're fully dry. It's vibrant. I feel festival. I feel party. I feel something. Lots and lots of layers happening there. It just needs drying and then trimming, and we're there. So I hope you enjoyed that process, and using paints from the shelf, £6 for 18 of these, lots of different colours from a local cost-saving place, which I thought it was fun, and I'm just loving the vibe. I hope you enjoyed that. Oops, looks like I've knocked my camera. Sorry about that. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.